What's up? What's happening?
Yeah, we back at Jesus Christ, Jack.
What?
What do you mean what?
What do I mean? What are you laughing at?
What are you doing?
What am I
What are you doing right now?
I'm podcasting. Dude.
No!
What does it look like?
No, you're buffooning around.
I am not. What are you talking about buffooning? Okay.
Jack, it looks like you're wearing a smiley face right now.
No. Wow. Yeah, it does, but
Put your cans on right side up.
it's a style statement, dude.
No,
I don't
I've
have much of a
only
beard
ever
right
seen.
now. I'm
I've
working on
only
it.
ever seen one other person wear them like that, and that was Christina Pazitsky because she didn't want to mess up her hair, so she just put it under and took them off.
Look at my hair right now, dude. Do you think I want to mess this up?
No, you look like a dick.
No, I look like I got a perfection flow.
No, you
going on
changed
here.
it from what you sent me this morning.
What do you? Well, yeah, I did, but that's a hard look to maintain through a work day.
Not on brand, bro. You gotta be on brand.
Gotta be on brand. Fine.
You said it was your new brand.
It is my new brand. It's called
Welcome back to another episode of DMT Don't Miss This Podcast.
That's
episode
what this is?
101.
Oh, fuck.
What'd you think? This was reviews?
No, I just thought we were on a different show.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought this was like The Fighter and the Kid or something like that.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
it's this is actually Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend.
Oh, what? How do I feel about being Conan O'Brien's friend? I feel angry, okay?
I feel
That it took this long.
major ambivalence of being Conan O'Brien's friend.
Nice. That's a good one. I like that.
So, yes, welcome back to DMT Don't Miss This Podcast. Catch us at DMT Studios on the YouTube. Subscribe. Check out episode 100. We got wildly drunk, and it was a very good time.
Yeah.
Also, check out bestworstcantina.com, where we have merchandise, as well as other podcasts, such as Unemployed Commentators with Gary and Giancarlo, and The Shoot.
Yeah.
And many more things to come from there.
Very exciting stuff. Yeah. Get on Best Worst Cantina and get your DMT G&P.
Yes, because you got the hats.
Yeah.
You got the tracksuit.
That's true.
You got the entire library. Go check it out.
And I'm trademarking DMT G&P, meaning DMT green and purple. I'm taking those colors as ours. Nobody can say the words green and purple without going to court with us.
Fucking like your style, dude.
Hey, it's
we're gonna
101,
have
dude.
we're gonna have the Joker bankrupt by the end of the year.
That's right. We're taking the Joker's identity. We're taking Barney's identity.
Yep.
We're taking all the green and perp that exists in this world.
100%. And they better get ready.
Welcome to the dance floor, boys.
Yep.
That's right.
Just sawing robots in the half.
That's what I'm saying.
Because they were green and purple.
Yeah.
Green and purple, that's our thing.
That's right. Yeah, Tony Stark's got the yellow and red. We got the green and purple. Okay.
And I mean,
Hulk,
it's-
you're done, dude.
Yeah, Hulk is done.
Yeah.
Change those pants,
Yeah,
buddy.
Mark Ruffalo, lucky you got done with Endgame because now we have green and purple. Okay? Hulk can't be green anymore.
And that bitch, Jessica Walters, better not think about it when she becomes She-Hulk.
No. She better be a very neon yellow at the most.
She can
okay?
have this color palette I'm rocking right now.
Yeah.
The turquoise and the neon.
Yeah, if you're going to do She-Hulk, be original anyway. You know, don't make her green and purple. Okay? Don't make her like the guy.
You say that as we've been getting all these awesome comic accurate costumes. Scarlet Witch, Falcon. Did you see Ms. Marvel?
Yeah.
She looks
good.
great.
She looks good.
You know, Zemo, all these
Dude,
people.
lots of exciting Marvel news.
Oh,
All came down the pipe yesterday.
Yep.
Very exciting stuff. Very cool, very emotional video.
made me
that
want to
came
cry.
out. It made me cry while I was taking a shit at like 8 in the morning.
Are you
That's
sure
a
it's that
weird
or
experience.
your butt fumes, dude?
Well, I mean, it's a little bit of both. You know, there's tears that are involved typically, but there's not weeping that is involved. Okay,
Oh.
I'm not offended by what I do in the morning anymore. I've gotten over that part of my life.
It's just like onions.
Yes, exactly.
You're not actually crying. It's
just deal with it,
stinging
you know?
your eyeballs.
You say, "Hey, mom, watch out! I'm, about to do the thing." And it's like when you warn someone that you're cooking onions. You say, "I'm about to cook onions. Stay out of the kitchen."
it's like any time happens.
precisely. Sammy B, we got our first Marvel slate in years. okay?
Yeah.
Now, granted, we've had slates, if you will. We know what's coming, but now we have movie dates, which we haven't really had since like fucking end of Age of Ultron.
No, yeah.
Yeah, they haven't been like,
they've
we're
been
doing this
shuffled
here,
around.
this here, this here. Yeah.
They've been shuffled around. They got Spider-Man, all that, you know. So, because all this shit, especially with COVID, but
Sip it time.
It's waking me back up because I am deathly tired.
Hey,
But-
your boy got his first vaccine. Today.
Yes, I did. I got yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah, I got my vax, and oh shit, I forgot to provide that sound drop of Travolta going, "Get the shot,"
Ah, nah, yeah,
because that's the message from DMT. Get the shot.
We'll talk. I'm getting vaccinated on Thursday. We're doing the review on Monday. We could throw it in there. Okay?
Yeah.
I'll make sure.
Yeah. Okay. No doubt. No
Until
doubt.
I
Definitely,
forget.
Definitely. For sure.
Now we got what we got. We got Black Widow, obviously. Well, I mean, again, I don't know the dates, and I don't care about the dates. But we'll just run through the slate.
Well, she's July something.
She's July
like 16th.
We've got Shang-Chi, I believe, in September. We've got the Eternals.
I thought he was August, and then Eternals was
August.
September, and then Spider-Man was.
They're doing 3
December.
movies in 3 months. Oh wow!
I believe so.
really didn't pay attention.
Let's check out the IMDb.
Yeah, good call. Because then we got Spider-Man. Again, this is not new news. This is not stuff that is new, and yet somehow Marvel has made me feel like this is
Kevin
more important than the previous election. Okay,
Well, yeah,
that's all I'm saying. I mean,
because you're not upset about any of it.
no, yeah, and then
You're not gonna just
yeah,
be
exactly.
like,
it's
secret
only-
invasion? What the fuck?
That is kind of how I felt when they did what was it, the Inhumans or whatever. But even I think
Yeah.
they felt like that when they
Well,
announced
because they downgraded it from a movie to be like an ABC level TV show with bad special effects.
they picked
It was-
Ramsey to be the main character.
the main villain, yeah.
Oh, he's the villain.
Yeah,
Okay, that makes
I
sense.
can't remember who played Black Bolt, but originally Vin Diesel was supposed to play him because when he signed on to play Groot, they're like, okay, you'll play Groot, and all you say is, I am Groot. But then you're going to get a role as Black Bolt where you don't say anything at all.
And guess what? You don't even get that role.
Exactly. You don't say anything at all until you're ready to explode somebody's head.
We don't
You know?
want Vin Diesel in our movies. We just want Vin Diesel's voice saying 3 words in our movies. No,
Yes.
technically 5. He says 5. But no.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got
July 9th for Black Widow.
Okay. Yep.
Shang-Chi, we got September 3rd.
Okay.
Eternals, we got November 5th.
Oh, no, a little birthday movie for me. Huh?
Spider-Man's December 17th.
Very exciting. Very exciting.
So, what? July, and then we skip August, September, skip October.
every other month, and then
November, December.
which because it's technically Marvel, and then it's a Disney or a Sony production.
It's still
whatever.
4 and 5
Stupid
months, dude.
nonsense. Exactly. No, I'm not complaining. Then
It's 6 months, but still.
in March, I believe we get Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Then in May, we get Thor: Love and Thunder.
March 25th.
Mm-hmm.
May 6th.
May 6th, and I think it's the Marvels next.
The Marvels. Yeah.
Or it's Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, Wakanda Forever comes out in July.
July 8th,
Yeah.
and then the Marvels.
Marvels is a November one,
11th, 2022.
We'll
Ironheart.
see. You know, just. I mean, like, I want the Marvels to be great. I want everyone to.
Oh shit! They cast Riri Williams,
As
Dominique Thorne.
Ah,
So they are
interesting.
going forward with Ironheart.
Okay.
6 episodes.
Okay, I'm with it. Let's
Next
see.
year with She-Hulk and Moon Knight.
Oh, nice. I wonder who's gonna play Moon Knight. It's gonna be cool.
Oh, you didn't know?
Is it gonna be Keanu Reeves?
Oh, it's Oscar Isaac.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's Oscar Isaac,
okay.
dude.
Yeah, I'm with
Isn't that a good one?
That's a good one.
That's a pretty
solid.
good one.
That's solid shit. I
Yeah.
like that. And then we got the Marvels, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantum Mania, which is like February or something, 2022. And
I
then
put it way too fast.
What was Guardians 3, which I think is
Yeah,
in
those
May.
are 2023. So you got
2023,
February
yeah.
17th and then May 5th.
Yeah.
And then yet to be announced is Echo, which is, I don't know what the fuck that is.
Haven't-
Plot unknown. Armor Wars with Rhodey.
Yeah.
Rhodey
Yeah.
gets his own show.
Where is it?
No date on that, but we got Donnie Cheats attached to Armor Wars.
I was thinking the sound drop, but also I couldn't
Oh.
figure it out. But that's okay.
Welcome to the dance floor, boys.
Nice. Hey, Donnie Cheats.
I was too focused on the thing.
I watched the behind the scenes of Falcon Winter Soldier, the assembled thing. Is good. They gave like an entire little like 5-minute chunk to talk to Don Cheadle about his role in Falcon Winter Soldier. I'm like, You didn't have one, you know? Like, I get what that scene means. I get it. And I was like, I'm so angry that he didn't show up in the finale that I want to pretend like he was never in the show, okay?
Give me a break.
I'm so mad that he wasn't in the finale as the War Machine
I know.
to complete the Falcon, the Winter Soldier, and the War Machine, okay? We could have changed it.
Hey, Jack.
They could have changed it to the Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and the War Machine. They could have done it, but they
The
didn't.
Lion, the Witch, the War Machine.
Fuck! Maybe he'll be in Narnia.
Next time, baby. But
I
basically,
want them to do a War Machine show where Rhodey goes to Narnia.
Gets, like,
And
totally
that's
stuck
it.
there.
He
Yeah,
gets
that-
stuck there. He has his armor, and he just does things.
he's totally fed up with Mr. Tumnus.
And it goes 15 seasons. I would love James McAvoy as Mr. Tumnus and Don Cheadle's War Machine as like buddies, buddy cop type thing. A fawn and a War Machine.
Jack, you can write this.
I'm going to later tonight. I promise you.
But basically, what it looks like, Armor Wars is the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but for
Rhodey.
Rhodey, where it says, find out in this series what would happen if Tony Stark's tech fell into the wrong hands.
Sure.
Obviously. Fantastic Four.
Yeah, they-
pre-production.
I like how they threw that up there and then they didn't give a date.
I Am Groot as well.
Yeah, I Am Groot, which is like a
Blade.
show, right? Oh, yeah, have they given a date for Blade?
Nope.
Okay.
These are all in production yet.
Gotcha.
Yet to be determined, but we are charted out for the next 2 years.
Nice. And yeah, we have fucking
2.5 years, I guess.
15 projects over that period of time where like I'm thinking back to when was the last time we had a drop like this. I remember specifically Joey sent me my freshman year of college. He sent me a screenshot that said like Captain America Civil War, Black Panther, Thor Ragnarok, all this stuff. And I was like, oh, fuck, they're doing it. Now we're way past that. Okay?
We're way past
we're
that.
so far past that. But
The years have passed since all of those.
the thing is, in the next 2.5 years, I think they're releasing almost 2 times as many things in that little thing that Joey sent me. And they're doing it in a third of the time.
Well, that was the thing was gross, dude.
Nice.
Give me a break.
Boys belching.
Yeah, but that was the thing with Kevin Feige was like, Endgame was the 23rd movie of the entire series. He's like, yeah, we'll play this for 20 more.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, how do you plan that? He's like, by ramping up production and just pumping them out so fast.
Making like $6 billion movies in a row.
We
That's
know
how.
we've done 3 phases, all right? We can ramp this thing up.
They made at least 1, if not $2 billion movies and didn't get paid for them. You know what I mean?
The Spider-Man.
That's how much money Marvel's making.
Yeah.
That they can
Because
still...
Sony got all the money for it.
Yep, exactly. Which it is bullshit, Sony. You know that. But we're not going to get into it because that's, a whole thing. Anyway.
Well, I'm like, okay, well, if you're going to do it, you better put some capital up for like the actual production itself.
Exactly.
All right?
You better pay for the whole fucking thing and just let Marvel do the writing and the creating. Like that's a good deal.
Yeah, you're hiring Marvel basically to
Exactly.
make your movie good.
Marvel is a consultant / contractor / the entire crew.
Consulting. Marvel Studios consulting.
DC starts bringing in Kevin Feige to consult that. They should. That would
Honestly,
be smart.
that's what Star Wars is doing.
Yeah, go get John Favreau
Kathleen
or
Kennedy
something.
is like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, which is smart.
K Feigs.
Yeah, come in, help me with this. But
He's
yeah,
like, oh, I'm all about big picture, and I've loved Star Wars so much that every movie in Phase 2, someone loses their right hand.
that's right. That's right. Wow, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, he said that.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
They
because you
do.
think about it, because, Winter Soldier, obviously. Thor got his hand fake cut
Who
off.
lost their hand in Winter Soldier?
Cap.
Oh, that's
Didn't you see that,
right.
stupid?
And then he gets a metal arm and becomes a Russian assassin. Fuck. I gotta
You're
watch
so
that one
stupid.
again. Yeah.
You're
Anyway.
so stupid. We just finished the series about him.
Yeah, I know. And that Bucky dude kept like recast as him. I didn't like it. Anyway. Sebastian Stan's fine, but no, I'm just kidding.
Groot lost his arm.
Yeah.
Killian lost his arm.
Thor does. But
Then the
briefly.
one that was like a stretch was Ant-Man. They said that because when he was getting sucked into the quantum realm, one of his arms went in first and crumpled into his body. And I'm like, I guess
That
that
doesn't
seems like a
count.
stretch.
Kevin Feige was just like sitting there.
Like, I just
watching.
love Star Wars, and since Luke lost his hand, I wanted to put that Easter egg in.
That was the last movie right at Phase 2. So you can imagine that they had got. Oh, Claw loses his hand in Age of Ultron. Anyway,
That one too, yes.
You can imagine Kevin Feige.
Don't compare me to Stark.
Kevin Feige's gone through this roller coaster that is Phase 2, where like some big hits and some big misses.
Honestly,
right?
I think he focused a little too much on this arm gimmick and not enough
exactly,
on the
on the
actual
story,
quality of Iron Man 3 and Thor: The Dark World and Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Just maybe think about that.
And he's in the editing bay of Ant-Man, and Peyton Reed's in there. He's like, "What do you think, man?" Kevin's like, "I really think this is good. I really think this is a great tone, great way to introduce a character."
But
amazing.
where is someone going to lose an arm?
Where? I'm not seeing it anywhere in this cut.
I need someone to be fucking crippled in this movie.
And Peyton Reed's like, "Well, it's a like comedy heist. You know, we're not trying to do anything like that. You know." And Kevin Feige's like, "Listen,
do you like your fucking life?
I'll fire you right fucking now, and I'll kill you. Okay, make the arm go away." Make it go.
Much like our angry John Favreau.
Yep.
Let's come up with an angry Kevin Feige. He's like, do you like your life? Do you like your life, Peyton?
Do you like your life?
Do you like your family?
Do you like it? All I'm asking is, do you like them? Okay.
Do you like it? And now answer this. Do you love it?
Do you love it? Okay.
Now do you want to keep it?
These are the questions. Okay?
And lose a fucking arm. This is non-negotiable, you bald-headed fuck.
That's the actual tension on set of Age of Ultron with Joss Whedon and Marvel, was that the arm thing. And that's why they brought Claw into the movie, was just so they could cut off his arm.
You know something went wrong on set when Kevin Feige walks on and then just all of a sudden he just... Oh God, the hat came off.
What if Kevin Feige,
the fucking hat came off?
What if Kevin Feige is a cone head, and that's why he's like, like Dan Aykroyd, and that's why he wears hats all the time, because he's got like a fucking cone head.
He's about as like socially awkward as those fucking aliens, but he just takes the hat off and it's just like a pulsating.
Peyton Manning's head just condenses into his skull. Never mind.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
K5. Kevin. Kevin
the cone, Kevin's cone.
Put it back up. Just whatever you do, put the hat back on. Kevin, you're getting upset. Kevin, you're getting upset.
Kevin the cone. Kevin's cone. That's a really pleasing thing to say, is Kevin's cone.
Kevin's cone.
Kevin's cone.
Oh shit. Hat's coming off. Kevin's cone's coming out.
Fuck, it's Kevin's cone, dude.
Oh shit. Fucking PA shows up his first day in Hollywood, first day on set. He's working for a Marvel Cinematic Universe show.
Yeah.
And he goes up to Kevin Feige. He's, Mr. Feige, I just gotta say what an honor it is to be on this set. Can I get you anything right now?
Maybe a bagel. I am kind of hungry, but
any specific kind of bagel, raisin, everything.
Raisin. You think I want fucking raisins in my bagel?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just wanting to lay out some options in case you had any preferences.
Yeah, I don't want everything, okay? And I especially don't want fucking raisins. That's what the kid would do. That's all you know.
I don't want fucking raisins.
And then he's like,
the guy's eyes roll back and explode.
I was thinking they roll back, he gets hypnotized, and then Feige just lowers his head and fucking rhino horns him straight through the chest.
Straight through the chest, kills him. Kills him right dead on set.
You would think.
And then all the other PAs scatter.
God damn it. He did the bagel thing, dude.
God damn it.
Fucking bagels.
How do we keep this guy off the set? Is there anything? Can he go check out Black Panther today?
Can we?
This is tough.
This is a lot.
I know Infinity War is the most ambitious crossover of all time, but Coogler's making a movie. Can he just pop over there?
Pop over there. I mean, I'm sure they're doing the Captain Marvel thing. It's a whole thing on these Marvel.
But no, instead, some kid gets killed over some raisins
every day. You think Tom Cruise melts down bad? Okay. You think Christian Bale's rough? No.
It's Conehead Kevin.
Conehead, the Kevin Cone.
Hey, Jack. Stop the raisin hate.
Spread the cone.
Stop the raisin hate.
Oh, man. How was your week, bro?
Oh, I mean, pretty short considering that we're doing this on a Wednesday because I'm about to go out of town.
Oh.
Yep. Going out to the Indianapolis to go see the momsies.
Nice.
The momsies and the sissies.
You going to go see Carson Wentz? Stop in on the Pat McAfee show?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
And go deliver a swift kick of nuts to Mr. Phillip Rivers. He still lives there.
Now he's in Alabama coaching high school football.
Oh, that's
dude.
right.
Yeah, it's his lifelong dream.
It's been a dream of his, not to be a quarterback in the NFL, not even to hoist the Lombardi Trophy. So going with that, Phillip Rivers was doomed from the outset.
Phillip Rivers was playing in the NFL as a placeholder to become a legitimate Alabama high school football coach.
All he was a solid fantasy draft pick.
He will get a reality show of coaching high school football. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna
And it's gonna show his fucking weird family on top of it.
Yeah. What was it? Fuck. I think it was Austin Eckler, who's the running back for the Chargers, was like, yeah, when I met Phillip's family, I thought he was like introducing me to like fans and stuff. I didn't know that those were his kids.
Yeah. All 17 of them.
I thought this was like some organization he ran. No, that's his family.
It's an organization. He's starting the Rivers cult. They're going to travel the country and poison our minds.
Oh, just of all the people to start a cult, it's Phillip Rivers. Oh,
yeah.
I want to be part of it. Who am I kidding?
You would?
Oh, yeah. It's just so I could hit him.
Get close to the guy. I like his style.
Get close. Style. You know, he's probably got a good set of pads. That's the thing about not playing football after high school. If you can't play anymore, you can't play anymore. Like you can go pick up a basketball game at the gym. You can go do tennis. You can run. You can do whatever. You can still compete in a lot of sports. Okay, football, you can't do it anymore.
Flag football.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm going for. You know
arena
what I mean?
Football.
Well, yeah, but I couldn't go just play arena football. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. There's leagues, little like rec leagues.
Yeah, but I have to buy my pads.
Yeah,
and
Jack, I'm trying to tell you, you can do this.
The barrier to entry is just, I mean, I would. Okay, in a heartbeat, I would go back on the gridiron. But just the feasibility of it and the injuries.
Throw on the pads, let's go a few
Dude,
rounds.
I'm pretty healthy right now. I can't afford a month-long injury, okay?
Jack, throw on the pads, let's go a few rounds. Check out
Uniform.
I mean, I would put on the uniform again to hit Phillip Rivers. Definitely.
I would put on the uniform again to go act in a scene with football.
I was going to say, yeah.
That was my...
I would definitely do that.
Well, before Badge evolved to what it is now.
What's Badge?
Oh, don't tell anybody.
Oh, okay.
But I wanted a football episode, and I'm like, this is where I'm going to really fulfill what I wanted to do in football. Look good. I don't know. I had some pretty stellar plays, but I can count them all on one hand.
Sure, yeah. You and me both, man. You and me both. It's a good experience. I encourage anybody in any sport. Yeah, nobody needs to hear me say this. I don't think I could take down Phillip Rivers the more I think about it. He's a giant person.
Who would you bully harder, Phillip Rivers or Guy Pearce?
Probably Guy Pearce because he's not a professional athlete. You know, he's an actor. Actors are always easier targets. You know.
So you're saying that pro wrestlers are not professional athletes?
I didn't.
They're actors.
Yeah, but I'm not saying I would definitely bully Guy Pearce before I would bully any professional wrestler. There's no doubt about
John Cena.
He just comes and like puts me in a chokehold.
Sometimes I catch pictures of John Cena, and he just looks like he skipped 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like he was just young and running around with the jean shorts, the fucking wristbands and shit. Mm-hmm. And then I saw a picture of him on the set of Peacemaker, and I'm like, God, he looks like a dad, like straight up, like his character from Blockers. After filming that movie Wrapped, he just evolved into that guy.
He literally, he went from being like, because The Rock had his own progression. Stone Cold Steve Austin, for example, stayed in wrestling. He was always even when he was acting, he was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Can I get a hell yeah?
John Cena literally went from wrestler to like big buff guy. Wrestlers are big buff guys, but he's like a big buff guy you feel like
Jack, he's won 16 titles. The only other wrestler to do that is Ric fucking Flair. So show the man a little respect.
Speaking of celebrity wrestlers, I hear that Young Rock stinks.
I watched one episode. Did I tell you about watching one episode?
Oh my God. I've never seen it.
The level of...
I love you.
Okay, Jack.
I
think the only person that we can really compare it to, and this is actually great because reminds me of, because I have like stuff to talk about that I watched this week. I started a show on HBO. I'm sure you might have scrolled past it. It's called Wall Street.
I've heard of this. Yes.
It's spelled WAHL, and it's about Mark Wahlberg.
How is that?
It's really good because Well, it's about him and his whole like drive as an entrepreneur right now. And like his agent was on there and she's like, Mark's getting older and he's starting to feel like, work is going to wind down in the upcoming year. So he wants to diversify and start all these businesses. And like he's starting this like nationwide gym company, like 405 Fitness, I think is what it's called. Wahlburgers, of course, just all sorts of shit. And
I'm going to take on Mark Wahlberg in the gym business and I'm going to open up 720 Fitness.
Yeah. Okay. I can see you do that. And Mark Wahlberg will just based on his, because you watch him, it's actually really cool, especially when we're trying to create a brand for ourselves to just be like, okay, so this is what it takes. Promoting yourself, you got to be fucking annoying.
Yeah.
You got to be constantly talking about it. DMT, 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 DMT.
DMT, GMP.
GMP on DMT. But he's on there, and then they also get all these like very successful billionaires and CEOs and stuff like that, like Dana White.
Oh, nice. Sure.
Dana White was one of them.
Dana.
Oh shit, who am I thinking of? The other guy. Very famous guy.
Oh, I know him.
Yeah, that guy. No, but all sorts of these entrepreneurs, and it's really just about that hustle and stuff. But throughout it, I'm just like, God damn it, the level of self-aggrandizing this is it can only be rivaled by The Rock. And but
Yep.
The Rock didn't do a documentary. He made a show about himself. He made it Everybody Hates Chris
is a
show.
documentary, but still a show.
Yeah, and
where he is the president of the United States.
He's running for president of the United States, and he's getting interviewed by Randall Park, played by Randall Park.
Sure, nice.
And, each scene is intercut, and then each episode is so disjointed because it's multiple time periods. It's young Rock, teenage Rock, and then young wrestler Rock.
Can I ask if in that first moment, whenever Randall Park asked him the first question or something?
I didn't start it from the beginning. We popped it on, and we're just like, all right.
This is a guess here. This is a guess that is. Randall Park asks him the first question. He just goes, ha ha. Well, he does that. He always seems, if someone asks him a complimentary question,
Randall, that's why I like
laughs.
you. Jack. He did that the whole fucking time.
That is the show. That's what the show is.
Yeah, because in this episode,
like I've never seen someone get so titillated by
it's
someone
pretty
doing
funny.
an impression of him.
It is pretty funny because in the episode, it's mostly about him as a teenager in high school, and it's about him like trying to date a girl and impress her and all this shit. And he's got that mustache, and this teacher keeps coming up to him. He's like, "Officer, if there's anything I can help you with, just please tell me." He's like, "I'm a student. I'm 17 years old." And I have him multiple times. I'm like, that's actually kind of funny.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure that did
pretty
happen.
funny. Yeah, it's like, "Officer, if you need any help whatsoever." And even the kids didn't believe that he wasn't a narc and all that. It was pretty great. But he gets this one girl, and then he takes her to wrestling event that Rocky Johnson is doing, except it's a really shitty fucking like farmers market show with a bunch of hicks and shit like that. It's like the worst experience. And then The Rock takes it so fucking wholesome, where it's like, the girl was getting uncomfortable, but Dwayne is supporting his dad, getting him hyped up, and then she's like, I don't want to go. He's like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to stay here and I'm going to support my dad because this is what it's all about. And I know that it's not a big arena like before, but when he's up there, he feels like it's a big arena. And even while they're wrestling, it's like he jumps up to do a drop kick and then it cuts to like Madison Square Garden and shit like that, and like a rose-colored tint.
Here's the thing.
It is so self-aggrandizing by him being like, at the end of the day, it was all about supporting my dad no matter what.
Listen, here's what I just say about Dwayne Johnson.
He's so self-aggrandizing.
I love Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I really do. I think he's an amazing human being. I think he really is trying to be a good person and do his best. And I think he's doing a really good job of it. And he helps billions of people. Okay, he helps maybe hundreds of millions, but that's a lot of people. That all being said, okay, and I'm not the first person to say this, I just feel we need the asterisks anytime we hear $7 Productions. Okay. Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, give us the actual rundown of that story, Jack.
Well, and it's a great story because it's basically, and I might butcher this here, but basically he went home to his to his mom's apartment, and there was an eviction notice.
This after like the CFL.
I think so. He says he was 21 though, and it happened. So the timeline's very confusing. But I think he says he's 21. But yeah, basically, I think it was post CFL. So yeah, his life journey is that Dwayne Johnson, son of Rocky Johnson, a professional wrestler, and a
Grandson of High Priest Maivia.
yeah. So like we're talking about a man who's got some royal blood, if you will. Yeah, literal royal blood, and then also celebrity blood along with that, and also is a genetic freak. Okay.
Yeah, one sec though, because I just rewatched Hobbs and Shaw.
Uh-huh.
Why is it that literally every person, including the Samoans in that movie, say Samoa, and then The Rock says Samoa?
Because I think he wants to
We've
prove
got to
a
go
point.
back to Samoa. What? And then everyone else, he made it a point to hire all these Samoan actors, and all of them call it Samoa. He's like, Samoa.
Samoa. It's beautiful in Samoa. Dwayne, you're being offensive.
I guess Jason Momoa was supposed to play his brother in it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, that's exactly what I was thinking.
It would have been great, but it was scheduling conflict, of course.
Sure. I mean, the other guy's great. He does a lot of good stuff. But yeah.
He's in Fear the Walking Dead.
Fear the Walking Dead. That is true. That's where I know him from mainly. But yeah, so Dwayne is a genetic freak, and he's on all the gear.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he?
Why
be?
wouldn't you be?
That's my thing. Who cares if he is? Why wouldn't he be? Let's not be
Right.
naive here. Let's not play pretend. Okay, this dude's one of the richest people in his industry. This industry is designed to make people look good, and gear and steroids are one of the best ways to ensure that somebody hits this quote-unquote perfect physique, right?
Well, and the
why would you
fact
not
that
guarantee that, you know?
Well, he has the resources to do it too. So
Yeah.
why wouldn't you if you want to be a freak?
And
I
again-
mean, like we were, I sent you that picture of him like post-workout preparing for Black Adam. And I'm like, I felt like you could have just strolled on from any set and just been Black Adam.
Yeah.
And he gets out doing squats and you just look at his legs and they're like the size of my short torso,
Yeah.
dude. Like what?
They go like, oh no, we specifically trained Dwayne for these roles. I'm like, he doesn't need to.
No.
Roles are designed for him.
Yeah.
Okay. Like he has transcended the craft. Okay. Hey, I don't care if he's going to look like Hercules or if he's going to look like Black Adam. He's going to look like Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
Okay. He's just going to be he's going to have a 20 pack rather than an 18. You know what I mean? Anyway, genetic
Neither here nor
freak.
there. Yeah.
Keep that in mind. Then he goes to the University of Miami, which is a huge football school. He plays with Warren Sapp. I mean, like, yeah, he didn't go pro, just like 99.99% of college athletes. So he goes to the Canadian Professional Football League. Yeah, he doesn't cut it there, whatever it is, what it is. He still was able to go there. He still was able to get a
He got
tryout.
paid money to play football.
We only know one person, maybe okay, we know two. That got to a pro level, right? Christian McCaffrey, I think Sam Jones got up there.
Ryan Miller.
Ryan Miller, yeah, but like we didn't really know him.
don't know
yeah.
him.
We didn't. He was
Don't
already,
act like we knew Christian.
Well, we
all right?
didn't know him, but like he was our age.
He ended our season.
I mean, like seeing
Yeah.
someone who's your
No, I
age
know,
who's
I know.
able. Yeah, you get what I mean.
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes, exactly. And it's like we got to see these guys. Everybody else did not even get, I mean, a lot of them didn't get college tryouts, and a lot of them definitely did not. Like the best of the best at Columbine while we were there definitely didn't even get considered, you know, which is crazy because we knew some great football players, right? We knew some really, really great football players. Dwayne Johnson still got up to Canada and like got a chance. And then, yes, again, I might be butchering it, but I believe he goes back, eviction notice on the door. He only has $7 in his pocket. And he says, what can I do? How can I motivate myself? Oh shit, my dad's one of the best wrestlers of all time. I'm sure Vince McMahon would probably let me do this.
Yes.
And now he's Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not
I was
saying-
given a small walk on to the WWF.
Okay, I'm not saying
But, Jack,
what he did wasn't amazing. Okay, it
do
was.
you know what it was like for him when he started wrestling?
What was it like?
Oh, it was horrible.
Because he was the bad guy? Or
No,
just
he
'cause
was
of-
the good guy.
Oh, right,
He
right,
was
right.
Rocky Maivia. He came out with this fucking Jerry curl on the top of his head, wearing Samoan
Mm-hmm.
fucking costume. And from the first appearance, he comes out smiling and everything. And people, boo! Fuck you! And he didn't turn popular until he turned heel and became The Rock.
But again,
But for like several years there, he was fucking hated. He was an absolute jabroni.
here's what I'm saying, though. If you are paying your bills to go somewhere where thousands of people, whether they're booing or cheering you, are watching you do that, and you get to play, you know, you get wrestling is wrestling, but like a sport is a sport. You're playing, you know, you're getting to do the thing
we
that
talked about it before. It's a soap opera with
Right.
stuntmen,
Right, but,
buff stuntmen.
Well, I'm
and
even
women.
talking like real, like Greco-Roman wrestling even, you know what I mean? Like you get to go in, you get to physically exert yourself. You get to do the thing that people want to do all the time. I can't have any sympathy for you getting your paycheck like that and people booing you. I'm like, good, you're a part of the process. You're a part of the story. And again, Dwayne Johnson's one of my favorite people on the planet.
He didn't have to go through the wrestling open mics.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah, that's the perfect way to put it.
I work with a guy who's a wrestler, and I mean, it is a fucking tough work up, you know? And you gotta come up with an actual good character, your own signature moves, all that shit.
What does Dwayne Johnson represent? He represents how to use your circumstance to the best of your abilities.
He was given a small $1 million loan.
Exactly. Another great example. But be inspired by him, love him. I genuinely think he means everything he says, which is so refreshing. But also, of course he is where he is. You know what I mean? Like, if my dad was John Elway, I'd be a fucking loser if I didn't do something with that. You know what I mean? And even if it's like, I moved past, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. Maybe John Elway's kids are very happy that they're not famous being his kids. But
Are you talking about Jack Elway?
Yeah, I mean, I'm coming for you, Jack. Anyway,
I'm killing all you Jacks.
I'm John Jr.
It's that Josh fight that happened a couple weeks ago. You're gonna just go kill all the Jacks.
Oh yeah.
It's not even gonna be a fight. You're gonna look up their name, knock on the door, be like Jock Samson. And they go, and then you just shoot him right in the head, Terminator style.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest.
Sarkana.
Hearing that story, and for people that don't know, brief overview, basically some guy named Josh, like Steinberg or something, went on Facebook and
It's
messaged...
just Josh Stein.
Or Stein, and he messaged all the Josh Steins
and
and said, we need to have a battle to decide who the real Josh Stein is, and everybody got on board with it. And then it like expanded into this massive battle of the Joshes, right? And here's the thing. I'm mostly happy the way it ended. It was wholesome. It was good. A 4-year-old ended up winning it. It was fun. They like brought noodles and just kind of were silly.
I guarantee if I were there, if I was named Josh, I would have grabbed that kid by his ankle and I would smash his head on the ground like Darkwing in
a large
Invincible.
Piece of me was very disappointed that it wasn't an actual battle to decide who the real Josh was.
Pool noodles? Really?
Yeah.
Let's get hardware in there, man.
Yeah, when I heard that, I was like, oh, so these guys aren't real. You know what I mean? Like, these guys aren't real deal people.
Let's get some chain-wrapped bats.
Just start swinging. Just like in Invincible, the fucking Voltron people.
People's heads just explode all over the place with just one swing.
Also, and especially in the review episode, if I did this, I keep calling them Voltron. I know I'm wrong.
No, you said Voltramite, but that's it.
Voltram. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, but you did say Voltramite a lot.
Yeah, and I was talking to somebody about it, and they're like, I don't think you're talking about the right thing. And I'm like, what are you, Invincible? Yeah. And they're like, yeah, Voltron's like a put together robot from Power Rangers or something. You know?
Voltron was the one that Power Rangers competed with.
That's right.
Same idea, but no.
Maybe there's an Invincible Power Rangers.
No, because I was listening. I listened to that episode this morning because I absolutely did not remember it when we recorded it. And I'm like, okay, we actually had some good points.
Sure.
The one thing we left out that I felt like was talking about him going to the interdimensional aliens and completely wrecking their fucking world for like months on end.
Months and months.
Yeah.
And now they're coming back to Earth, but he's gone.
Yeah.
And they're coming for him.
Yeah.
But they're going to take it out on Earth. Yeah. Fucking aliens, dude.
Aliens. But
what are they called? Like the Fleegans or something like that?
Something like that.
Something with an F.
Yeah. But no, it's Viltrumite, which honestly, we talk about it on the review podcast. The suffix of mite makes them parasitic. And then it didn't even hit me. The prefix, villain.
Oh, yeah. Villainous termites.
Yes,
it all makes
exactly.
sense. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, that's...
Wow.
I'll never forget that.
Wow. There you go.
Dude, let's talk about Bigfoot, huh?
Oh, yeah, let's talk about Bigfoot. Okay, so, like, I watched a few documentaries. I watched that Bruce Lee documentary, Water,
yeah. That's a good
which
one.
I was already thinking about doing Kung Fu. I'm going to do Kung Fu, Jack.
I love it.
I'm going to learn Shaolin, Wing Chun Kung Fu.
Nice.
Whenever I figure out how to pay for it.
Yeah,
But, it's the one I want to do.
Nice.
You know? But... and God, Bruce Lee, it gets to one point in it where he's taking his future wife out on their first date. And he's been in Chinese cinema since he was like 13 months old.
Yeah.
And he takes her to a date to a Chinese theater and they're watching a movie he's the star of. And then she's just looking at him like, what the fuck is this? He's like, oh yeah, this is some shit I did as a kid. Yeah. Like he didn't even do it as a flex. He's like, no, this was a good movie. I remember.
He just can't avoid it. You know?
He's like, I remember this was a good movie.
Yeah, this is fine. I mean, like I'm in it, but like don't worry about that.
Yeah,
you know, I'm playing a character.
And then it has the screen test for the Green Hornet, and they're asking him all these questions. He just started a family. He opened up all these kung fu schools, and they was like, and how old are you? He goes 24. And I'm like, dude, God damn it.
It's unbelievable sometimes how the chips will fall for people. Again, and not taking anything from Dwayne Johnson or Bruce Lee or anything here.
Patrick Mahomes, none of these people.
What are they doing? They're making the most of their situation. And I think that, again, just a little vent. So many people are like, oh, I could be Dwayne Johnson. And it's like, well, that doesn't mean doing what Dwayne Johnson did. That means doing what you can do with his kind of energy, with Bruce Lee's kind of energy.
Yeah, that's all you really can do.
That's all. You can do a lot with that.
Here's one for you, Jack. Before we start talking about this Sasquatch documentary, I talked to our dear friend Hannah on the phone the other day because she's going to come visit, and she was telling me about this guy who we went to high school with, but I didn't really know him. But his younger brother...
What's his name? No,
I mean, it doesn't matter because we didn't know him well enough, so like, why drag him? You know? I work with him, but it's not Tanner. That's the only hint. And you don't know who it is.
Yeah.
So, but his younger brother has been hitting her up like, yeah, can you like get me into like some celebrity Hollywood parties and stuff? And she's like, what do you think goes on out here?
Yeah.
He just goes, yeah, I just want to go to these parties with like Steven Spielberg and stuff and network. And I laughed so hard because of all the people that he picked as an example of a Hollywood person that would be at a party, he picked Steven Spielberg, who could not be further from the partying type, and he's also 80-something.
He's very old.
He's very old.
Yeah.
Because I remember there was a story that I think it was Gwyneth Paltrow on the Chef Show, and she was telling this story about, it was either her or Bryce Dallas Howard. I can't remember, but telling this story about him being at their wedding, and he's just off to the side, not really socializing. And so they just gave him a camera, and he couldn't have been more happy to just start recording this wedding for free. He became the videographer of Gwyneth Paltrow or Bryce Dallas Howard's wedding just for fun.
Just because he was like,
I am much more comfortable behind this lens than talking to people. And this kid's like, I'm going to network with I'm going to rub elbows.
Hey, can I pitch you a scenario? Okay, because you're a big Steven Spielberg fan, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's really what's got me into wanting to do film.
Of course. I mean, he's an inspiration for us all. You meet Steven Spielberg, okay, maybe in 5 years. So, like, he's old, right? He's definitely, he's having a hard time walking around, but he's like Stan Lee. He's still himself, He's still, like, you're having a great conversation with him. He's like, I like you, Sam. Do you want to, hang out this weekend? And you're like, fuck yeah, let's do it, okay? He's like, all right, meet there. We're going to, like, do an activity. And you're like, is it golf? Is it fucking tennis? You're like, not exactly. Just meet me there, and we'll do it, right? You show up. They say, Steven, we'll meet you on the court, right? They start putting armor on you. They hand you a large, pointy object, and they put you on a horse. You ride out. Steven Spielberg wants to joust you.
It's called a lance, Jack.
A lance. And you're going to hurt Steven Spielberg if you joust him. You're going to fuck this guy up. But he wants you to do this so bad. Do you joust Steven Spielberg?
100%. 100%.
You see him and he looks small on the horse. He doesn't look like he could hold the fucking... 3 other people are under holding the lance.
No, Jack. I will give it my all, but I'll miss at the last second. I'll let him hit me square in the chest because it will knock him off his own horse as well. I'll let him defeat himself. And then he'll get up. He'll just be laying on the ground, every vertebrae shattered. And he's like, thank you.
Thank you. I lived. I partied.
That's Steven Spielberg's idea of a party. It's like, that's why nobody hangs out with him anymore. Francis Ford Coppola and Martin Scorsese are like, dude, Steve has lost it.
He won't stop with this medieval tear.
I can't believe he bought Medieval Times just to use it for its function.
You go to one fucking
like he does it for a private thing. He'll go out there in armor and not tell people it's him. He just will perform. He's the Green Knight. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
It's 93-year-old Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg presents Medieval Times.
I'd watch it. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I watched Ready Player One.
now Steven Spielberg knows that you're willing to hurt him.
I mean, if he wants it.
I mean, what if he's like,
If Steven Spielberg said, choke me, daddy, I'd be like, what do I get?
what if you're riding at him and it's like a good time and you're like about to do it, it's all gonna happen, and then he just freaks out and he's like, Sam, no, but like right before it's too late.
And then I pull up, and then he just like goes right up under my fucking helmet, stabs me through the back of the head. I die, and then he's just like, gets him every time. Works every time.
That's what Steven Spielberg's doing, ladies and gentlemen.
Spielberg, he's trying to kill you.
He is, and he's doing it through joust.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, fucking Spielberg, he's out there partying, he's out there jousting. What's Bigfoot up to, dude?
Dude, Bigfoot. Okay, we watched this documentary that the Duplass brothers produced, a 3-part docuseries on Hulu called Sasquatch, which, like I texted you, very misleading title.
Very much so.
Episode 2 had almost no Squatch.
Now Squatch. Episode 3 almost had no Squatch.
Almost no Squatch.
Yeah, almost no Squatch.
Episode 1,
Lots of Squatch.
lots of Squatch, but
of
didn't get deep enough into the Squatch.
No more into the Squatch lore, you know? Yeah. And
I thought
into
this was
the
gonna be,
basics of the Squatch.
A better version of In Search of Sasquatch.
Sure.
Because those guys are dumb hicks. This guy, I liked him. He looked like a little bit like Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah,
hit me.
You know who I thought could play him, and I like Joaquin Phoenix a lot more, but like I cast it a lot because like I remember Tiger King came out, and then Netflix was like, what if this person played this person, this person, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna do that because one, there's a dude that totally looks like Tim Blake Nelson. There's another dude. Do you know who I was talking about with the Pauly Shore guy? Did you ever figure that out?
Was he Moondance?
I can't remember the name, but he had my favorite line, which was like, yeah, man, they'd be like apocalypse now, and they come in with their helicopters, and they cut down the devil's weed. They'd be like, arrest the hippies, and then they smoke our weed, man.
They smoke our weed, man.
I just love how he's like, cut down the devil's weed, and then they'd smoke it.
Yeah. That was, I think he's like Ghost Dance or Moon Dance, something like that.
Moon Dance sounds right. And but anyway, I like Joaquin Phoenix a lot more. I think you're right there. I could see like a David Harbour, you know, like David Harbour put in some makeup, you know.
I have a better one for you. Mm-hmm. This guy named Evan Stone.
I've heard that name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if you know where you've heard that name. Because once I show you this picture, you're gonna be like, "Oh God,
oh, fuck this guy, this fucking dude."
Pull it up, pull it up, pull it up. Evan Stone, because he's not on IMDb, but he is an actor.
Hey, could you pull that up, Jamie?
Can you pull that up, Jamie? Evan
Someday.
Stone.
And we're gonna call that person Jamie, even if it's not their name. I mean, that is exactly the guy from the documentary, no doubt. Who the fuck is this guy?
Oh, he's a porn star.
Like
from way back in the day.
Got
and
it.
I only know about him because of two things. Workaholics, they bring him up, and I'm like, wait, who's Evan Stone? You know, because it was a joke that they got a sex toy. He's like, is that Evan Stone? I love that guy. I'm like, who's Evan Stone? And I'm like, oh, I recognize this guy. Because in the early days of Netflix streaming, they had softcore pornos on there.
They did?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I remember...
It was called the Good, the Bad, and the Beautiful.
Do you know how...
And it was so ridiculous because it was like the first couple years that Netflix was doing it. And I'm like, well, okay, let's look at like late night comedies because I was into like American Pie at the time because when you're in middle school, you don't have a whole lot of access to porn. And so you're just going through late night comedies and I find that and I'm just like, what's that? And I click on it. I'm like, oh, this is what I've been searching for.
I'll never...
On Netflix.
Yeah, it's, you know, do you know how like Joe Rogan got involved with On It and how that company...
Oh, Fleshlight, right?
Yeah, because Aubrey Marcus was working for Fleshlight. I don't know. I think he was like their marketing guy.
Oh, yeah. He was really slinging those fleshlights right at the start.
And Rogan, that was pretty much their first sponsor was Fleshlight. And then together they built what I think is one of the best fitness companies in the country right now.
Hey, Mark Wahlberg's coming for him, dude. Wall Street's coming for you, baby.
Wahlberg is smart at all. Okay, he's getting involved in On It because he could double up with the ape promotion. You know what I mean? He's a very apish guy.
How do you think Mark Wahlberg would react if I... Because he talks about the Funky Bunch.
Does he? Nice.
Yeah, the greatest thing about it is that show Entourage is based off of Mark Wahlberg. He has a real close-knit just group of guys that is just like he basically hired these people to be his friends because he can't do this stuff alone. He needs support. And it's not like they're yes men. They'll bust his chops. They're all like his oldest buddies and stuff like that.
It's kind of like McAfee's show.
Yeah, including like Funky Bunch people. How do you think Mark Wahlberg would react to me being like, dude, my junk is named Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch?
I think he would be like, people need to stop saying that to me. Why does somebody have to say that to me every goddamn day?
But I mean, it's throwing out good vibrations.
What if,
the sweet sensation?
Again, going back to Dwayne Johnson, what if he asked Mark Wahlberg that every day on the set of Pain and Gain just to annoy him?
No.
Like, I'm thinking of a time, I think we were like, I was in 7th grade, and me and my sister, we were on a long road trip, and like I just couldn't get the song, stuck in your shoes, that one.
Yeah,
I couldn't get it out of my head.
Isn't that Earth, Wind, and Fire?
I think so.
Yeah.
And my sister and I, we were laughing about it because if you can't get something out of your head, why not just embrace it, right? My uncle loves me and my sister to death. He's the best. He's amazing. He's one of my idols for sure. He almost didn't speak to us anymore because we asked him for a week nonstop. What would you do if you were stuck in your shoes? Like, seriously, how would you handle that? He did not like that question, and we did not stop.
You guys are
asking.
assholes.
Yeah. So think of Dwayne Johnson with that level of energy.
Hey, Steve, what would you do if you got stuck in your shoes?
Yep, exactly. Over and over. Now imagine Dwayne Johnson asking Mark Wahlberg with that energy on the set of Pain and Gain, hey, what was your question? Say it again.
How do you feel that my junk is named Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch?
Dwayne, you gotta stop, man.
But it's giving those good vibrations.
Dwayne, we both know your dick's not that big, okay? We've both seen it.
That's why I named him Marky Mark. Look at you.
Short but stout.
Look at you. It's girthy but short.
And that is why Vin Diesel and Dwayne Johnson hate each other, is because Mark Wahlberg told Vin Diesel, you'll never believe what Dwayne Johnson said to me today. And Vin Diesel wants to be Mark Wahlberg's friend so bad that he's going to die on this altar defending Mark.
Jack, I really kind of feel like that the only friends Vin Diesel has are the Fast and Furious cast. That's why he's so hell-bent on driving home the family and having all these people come back. He wanted to get rid of The Rock and Statham because they're the latecomers.
Yeah.
They weren't here.
They're not part of the
They're
crew.
not part of the family.
Charlize Theron, she can get in on this. But everybody else.
He actually owns that house.
Yeah.
He makes them all come over once a week for a cookout.
Do you think him and John Cena are going to have a huge beef now since he's playing his brother?
I don't know. I'm like really wondering what the Vegas odds are that they're just going to end up 69ing by the end of the movie. Like, because I might take the over, but also the under. I'm like, I don't know.
And then Vin Diesel just starts singing, like while they're 69ing. He takes the dick out of it. He just starts singing his fucking
singing
song,
opera.
Yeah.
No, his music song. I forgot about his pop music, bro. Oh, that Vin Diesel
Vin
music.
Diesel's a Spotify artist now, dude.
Oh God. Hey everybody, it's Vin Diesel. I make music now.
And Jeremy Renner's like, fuck.
Jeremy Renner, his witness.
Jeremy Renner's like, he can't stop me. I'm a nomad.
I'm a nomad.
So anyway, Squatch, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So it starts off that first episode. I loved it the most, and it goes into the Giblin footage. It goes into all this lore of the mountain up in Mendocino County.
I explained it when I was telling someone. I'm like, I've watched the first half of the first episode, and so far it is only about Sasquatch, weed, and murder.
Yeah.
That's all it's about so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, so Evan Stone goes to interview these guys, and it was a showstopper, dude. It was the two guys that were the fat, gay Sasquatch nerds having an absolute fucking old people's quarrel about details of Sasquatch, footprints that they had molded and stuff like that. And I laughed for fucking 10 minutes straight.
They were amazing.
It was the best thing ever, because just being fat Sasquatch nerds who are just best friends, not good enough. Just being gay Sasquatch nerds, just being normal-sized guys, not good enough. Being fat gay Sasquatch nerds, I was floored.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Them just being... Because then you think about it, what's the sex like, Jack?
Who knows, man?
Do you think they have feet fetish?
I feel like they have feet fetish. I feel like neither of them has shaved other than their face in decades. I think it's gross. And simply because these guys are probably trying to
It was
swatch it
such
up.
an intrusive thought, but I'm just like, oh my God, the sex between these two guys has got to be unreal.
I feel like it is
not even in a
the
good or
woods.
negative way. It's just got to be unreal.
Yeah, no,
'Cause
I mean-
they got Bigfoot all over their house, all over their room, watching them. Sasquatch is watching everything they do.
Yeah.
They care so much. And then the thing at the end of the third episode was the one on the right with glasses. He just goes, you know, it would just be somewhat freeing to just know if we could find him, you know? And I'm like, dude, that is so sad. That is so sad. Like, be a Bigfoot enthusiast all you want, but to hinge it on if you die and they haven't actually found full proof of Sasquatch, you're going to be just so fucking disappointed.
Yeah, where is this? I wrote this stat down. Okay, yeah. So in 2016, 18,000 new species of plants and animals were discovered. You know, it's almost 50 a day. And we're talking all sorts of life forms. We're talking any tiny little things that like 50 years ago we couldn't even look at, right? And animals, like full-on animals. And yet, for...
it's pronounced aminals.
Aminals. And yet, for coming up on, 70, 80, 100 years in some cases. I mean, like thousands of years if you believe the lore. We've been looking for the fucking grizzly silverback. Nobody can find this thing. Nobody can find them. You know, they always say, I've seen it, or like, I've seen proof. And it's like, I think if there's a 9-foot fucking gorilla man running around in Seattle, up by Seattle, somebody would have seen it, like in a very convincing way. I'm mad.
Jack.
Okay, you know this.
What?
I want Sasquatch to be real as much as the next person, okay?
Jack, let me just throw this at you. We got thermal tech.
We have
They have
satellites.
UAVs. They could fly all over all those woods in like a matter of hours, scan it with fucking infrared body heat scanners, and only find bears.
Yeah.
You know, same with Loch Ness Monster. You think that Nessie's in there and then it's just like, oh, she's just so elusive.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Exactly.
But there's a part of you that no matter what, it's like, but wouldn't it be fun though if there was this big conspiracy by the people, the military, the government, that it's like, we're going to keep Bigfoot a secret.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to preserve this species. We're not going to disturb it. We're going to deter people from finding it. And he's out there.
He's out there. Yeah, he's
Multiple squatches are out there.
Why would you be so keen on helping this creature when you don't seem to care about the territory of any other animal? Oh, well, because we like to fuck with our citizens.
Yeah. Area 51.
It's totally real.
Yeah.
Aliens are really out there, and they're a problem, and nobody can know about
Yeah.
it. Also, speaking of aliens, quick little timeout recommendation. Not a big. Have you ever seen The Watch?
No, but I know it's written by Seth and Evan,
Yeah.
and then it stars Ben Stiller, Vince Vaughn,
Jonah
Jonah
Hill,
Hill, and Richard Ayoade. And I've seen trailers. It looked really fun. The reviews are horrible, but
Yeah.
I looked at it and I'm like, I bet this is a good time.
Yeah, and what I'd say, I thought it was really fun. I thought it was definitely Vince Vaughn playing a much different character than I'd seen. Jonah Hill was super fun. The actors are great. The writing, because I guess what happened was like it was an original script that was supposed to be like not a kids movie, but like PG.
It was doctored up.
Yeah, and then the studio was like, no, we want it to be dirty, so they got Seth and Evan to come in. And it's a good movie. It's funny. It's interesting because it, kind of mixes.
It's
cryptids
part of
and
that
reality.
little post-Pineapple little brief thing where Seth and Evan were getting just hired as writers because they also did Drill Bit Taylor and then Green Hornet. But Seth starred in that.
Right. And the problem, and in this movie, I think falls into that category, is that, so good. I'd recommend it. It's a fun watch, for sure. It's going to make you laugh. It definitely feels like a movie that the studio there were just too many notes.
Frankenstein.
Way too many notes on that script. Yeah. You can just like tell, you're like, this isn't what the writer wanted to say. This isn't how the actors wanted to do. And it's directed by Akiva,
Is it?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. So you're like, okay, Akiva's great. The actors are great. The writing is definitely Seth and Evan, but like there's just clearly too much Frankenstein going on with it. But very funny, very good.
I'll check it.
If you can just like get past that part, that's why I preface it with that. It's a really fun ride because at first I was like,
well, that's how I'd recommend Thunder Force. Then.
exactly. Yeah. And like at first I watched it, I was like, oh geez. And then I was like, you know what? You love these actors, you love the writers. fun premise.
go.
Have some fun with it, and it's
Yeah.
always do that. It's always good to do that. Anyway,
Well, that's like, it's hard. I do that so often that it doesn't dawn on me that a movie sucked until way later. Like Wonder Woman 1984.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that has a 5.4 on IMDb.
yeah, it's a pretty bad movie.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
it didn't dawn on me until like a week after I watched it. I'm like, wow, what a rough movie that was.
Yeah.
What a rough chapter 2 to Diana's story.
It's such a great first.
Yeah.
Actually, the one thing DC got right on the first try, they fucked it up.
So weird.
Yeah. But So going back to Sass. Man, yeah. So what we got? We got murder. We got intrigue.
Yeah, so it's like the stories in 1993. 3 Mexican dudes were completely trampled, smashed to bits, and just mangled in a pot field. Nothing was stolen from the pot field. And they had this guy living in a cabin, and these 2 people came up who found the bodies, and one of them was freaking out about it.
He was on meth.
He was. Most of the people in this story are on meth.
Yeah.
It is such a different world
It's
in
interesting.
Mendocino County because, like, you can't even equate it to California. You
Yeah.
can't even equate it to Washington. But those mountain people, we don't even know mountain people. Like, we thought we knew mountain people, but this is tourist mountains.
Yeah.
This isn't true fucking, like, same thing goes on in the Appalachians
Mm-hmm.
where it's just like, you don't know the culture there, bro.
Dude, I remember driving through West Virginia very briefly to take Katie to school, and I was like, wow, this is a completely different culture. And like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, whatever it is, what it is, but you're like, I didn't expect it to be this different, you know, like crazy.
Oh yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
And the people were just fucking weird, you know. Everybody's fucking in bad shape.
You know what was interesting
Yeah.
was to watch a couple active meth users get interviewed. They were just
Yeah.
like, he's like, you know, you can clearly put together, he's like, hey, I'm doing a documentary. I'm a reporter. I got some questions. We're doing do you mind being on camera? Oh, I don't want to be. Well, we can blur you out if you want, so we can get the information. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll do that. And then you've just got these like, anonymous bubble people going like this. And you're like, this person's high on meth right now. Like, high on meth.
Well, and I knew this because of a good old Fed Smoker. Do you know? Have I showed you Fed Smoker? Is that I think I might have, where he goes up to the security guard and he's just like, "Hey, how'd you get a job here, there, fuckface?"
Yeah,
that
yeah.
guy. As his progression goes on Your Mom's House, it is incredible. I'm gonna bring him onto this show because you got to see Fed Smoker. He's like, "Yeah, I really don't like this shit." He's so tweaked out of his fucking mind. So when I was listening to some of these people, it'd just be like, yeah, I wouldn't mess with that guy at all.
Yeah.
And fucking all over the place, like the woman. And it made me laugh. She comes in with a bandana and sunglasses, and then not even a minute in, she's like, "I'm so hot," and takes it off.
I'm sorry, this is
This is really hot.
here.
They sounded like Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs anytime
Yeah.
they did that. Great big fat person. They wouldn't even give us the first name of alleged killer.
Yeah, no.
Like,
Killer.
always static that out.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I get, like, that's the thing that I've learned doing film is like, wow, if you're going to do this, you like need people to give you permission. Like you really, you do and you don't, but like if you're going to make something for Hulu, which is shocking to me how many people give their information up.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? That's really the more surprising thing.
There was like enough parts of it where it did feel like, I know there are places in the South, there's places in the East and like the Appalachians and Virginia territory. And then now I know that up in that Northwestern territory, there are those people where if you start even just asking innocent questions about a story, they're going to be like, "What do you want? What do you want here? What are you looking for?"
What are you looking for?
And they will try fucking kill you for just being like, "Hey, I'm interested in Sasquatch."
There's something really.
You better drop this.
Yeah, you better stop right now. Yeah, I'm quitting. I'm not part of
That
it.
is
The
such
PI
an
was like, I'm out of
uninviting
here.
fucking goddamn culture.
Yeah.
Where it's like, we don't know you.
Because
We don't know you.
Because they are all criminals. Like, I'm not just saying that to generalize. I mean, like, we saw it. It was this, and then one on, I think it's on Hulu. It's a Nat Geo show. It's called Trafficked. It's pretty good.
I want to watch Murder Mountain now because I think that's what it's all about. Is Mendocino County.
Interesting. I didn't know about that, but I definitely want to watch
I
that
think
too.
because I know it has weed on the cover of it.
Sure. Okay, that's good to know. And yeah, so this traffic show is basically this
Netflix, I believe.
Mariana Van Zeller goes to episode 1 is like fentanyl or something like that. Episode 2 is scammers. Episode 3 is cocaine, and then there's like tigers. It's all about black market trafficking, right?
Yeah.
And episode's about its own thing, and so she goes and meets people that are working in the black market, and obviously they're all wearing shit on their faces and stuff. But like sometimes she needs to go somewhere and like can't bring a crew. And this guy did this too in the documentary. So they put these cameras on their bodies. They put the body cams on, which are really interesting because wow, people are criminals, dude. Like when they know that nobody's listening, wow, they'll just be like, "Oh yeah, no, don't talk to them. They definitely murdered that person." "Oh yeah, I know. Oh, we probably paused. There's definitely a body right there. Yep, probably passed one right there. I'm sure there's one down there."
Yeah, that actually reminds me of all the handheld, like his phone camera, where he's just holding his phone and his camera in his hand, and he's kind of pointing it up, innocently recording shit, like those wildly racist people. Talking about the black people who got murdered just from coming up from LA, and
world, man.
But in that, like, I'm like, this is the way it's shot. It reminds me of a Fed Smoker video because he's always holding the camera in his hand like that. He's like, "Hey there, officer, I gotta pick your brain here a sec. How do you get a job here, there, fuckface?" He just comes on so aggressive to uniform officers. But back to Sasquatch. Now, it was. That the wild out of left field one was him in episode 2 being like, "Yeah, I was raped as a child," and all this, like, he wrote these stories about it. This is what I do, and criminals for some reason feel very comfortable around me. I'm like, God.
He's written so many articles taking down like Nazis and skinheads and drug dealers and stuff like that. I mean, again, how do you write that many articles and you still can get involved in the criminal underworld? I mean, they're probably not keeping up with every tabloid and news story, but like eventually don't enough people go like, "Hey, this journalist fucks us over every time."
Wonder how many of them were like, "Didn't I see you in a porno movie sometime?" No, come on. You can interview me. I jerked off to your work. It's the least I can do is answer some questions.
Honor, okay?
I can answer some questions.
You want to know about Bigfoot? Sure. Okay. As long as you show me your Bigfoot. Hey. No, I definitely.
And that triggers him and he murders them because of his past.
That I like too how the Tim Blake Nelson guy, who, I mean, 1, rolls a great joint. 2, has horrific teeth. And 3, no, I mean, like, this is a hippy dippy, like, cool, fun guy. Like, he's just totally game for anything. This dude knows so many Hells Angels and drug dealers and like really violent people. And he's sitting there just like, back in the day, you just like hang out, smoke. Like, he's like one of the hippies and he's chilling with whoa.
Did you get Grand Theft Auto 5?
Yeah.
So all of Trevor's missions were this documentary. Those were just all those people because they had to condense California.
Sure.
But that northern area is exactly this. And I mean, they even have a Bigfoot side mission.
Oh, dude,
but it turned out to be a dude in a costume.
Just like kind of this did.
Yeah.
And also,
but it's just all the drugs and stuff. It's trailer trash, fucking biker gangs. And then just somehow also hippies are totally up in it. And it's just like, this is just the way of life up here.
Yeah. I mean, I was watching this and just like romanticizing. I'm like, fuck, I wish I was like a grown, like this age in the 60s, and I somehow heard about Mendocino County. Because if I could go out there and I could go grow weed until like the 80s, I could live like 25 really peaceful years just smoking weed, raising a family, doing my thing. Now, granted,
even with
really
the case people.
Well, yeah, I mean,
camp, wasn't it called camp?
Come like in the 80s though?
Yeah, it was the 80s, the late 80s, early 90s.
See, like if you could, again, like you could get there in the 60s when it starts, and then just chill, and then these helicopters start showing up, and you make the rational decision.
Jack, that would be the perfect place for you, is pre-war on drugs, Mendocino County, because you're just like, I don't even know if Bigfoot's out there, but I feel like he's out there, man.
He might just come knocking at my door, and I got a joint ready for him,
He's a benevolent creature. We just share the love.
He's a benevolent beast. We just want to hang, dude.
He's just chilling out here. We're chilling out here, just straight vibing.
How'd you feel that, we're watching this whole documentary, we're seeing this guy hit so many dead ends. I learned so much about journalism.
Investigative journalism.
Yeah, investigative journalism. And I love how at the end he calls the guy who was the guy that he remembers.
And he just laid out the entire
here's
story.
Exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Here's exactly what
He
happened.
was the dude whose cabin was, where he's just like, yeah, we had all these guys. Like, cut to the chase of it. Because, well, let's talk about camp really quick. What do you think about the camp guys?
I loved it. Well, I didn't love what they were doing, but I
loved their attitude, especially the guy being like, my time in camp was really, really fun.
It was the best time of my life.
Best time of my life.
You never knew what you were going to do.
I ruined people's lives.
I destroyed families.
Pretended like I was in Vietnam.
And now in 2020, I know that it was for no good reason.
Oh, yeah.
But
I got
love doing
so
it.
fucking high with my buddies, dude. Oh, my God.
Because what these guys do, these guys came in, they got to ride in a helicopter with guns, come down. All they had to do was arrest people that they probably already hated and cut down their weed and take that weed. It's like, what are we going to do with it? What are we going to do with it? You know what I mean? They smoke the weed, they come back and they do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
What like a patch on your shoulder can allow you to do.
Especially when the entire government has your back being like, oh, the cops have power to do whatever the fuck they want.
Right.
Because it was during that time, Clinton was president and introduced that fucking crime bill and all that shit and militarized the police, literally.
Yeah.
You know, so.
The war on drugs, bro.
Yeah, it was pretty
Cut
great.
down the devil's weed.
And then they smoke it.
And then they smoke it, man. He's just like, he gets so animated. He's like, cut down the weed, throw the hippies in jail. Then they smoke the weed. Like,
they smoke the weed.
When that guy would come on screen, I'd be like, yes. And he wasn't in it very much, so you had to like savor those moments. But
Yeah.
he was great. Oh,
So, and then there was that little saga with this guy, Bigfoot Gary.
Yeah.
Bigfoot Gary was like the biggest waste of time of the
And, like,
entire story.
Such like of course it's going to be Bigfoot Gary. Like, how could it? Everything lines up.
Everything's
for this.
lining up. He's big. He's got big feet. Is like
Bigfoot,
people are saying that he murdered all these
He's
people.
in that area. Blah blah. Wow. No. Bigfoot Gary had nothing to do with
They
this.
call him and he's like, I have never killed anyone for any reason ever.
and then they fact check him and they're like, well, we can't prove that, but yeah, the details don't line up.
Yeah, he has a
didn't have a
daughter.
daughter or something
Yeah, he
like that.
wasn't in this area. He was in the East Coast. He checks out. It's like, why didn't you check that first before calling the guy
before
and getting him all
invading
stirred up?
his-
Because he was just like, he got like that answer I felt was so genuine. He's just like, I have never.
Yeah.
Because that's how I probably would respond. It's just like, this really kind of hurts my feelings
Yeah.
that a lot of people are saying
There's
that.
a documentary that is, I mean, you know, maybe they tell them it's on Hulu. They're like, this documentary on Hulu is like calling about you. Why are they calling about me? They think you killed like
Jack,
3
I
people.
guarantee you none of these people know what Hulu is.
I guess that's fair. Yeah, I guess.
And they're just like, all right, this dude's going to put me on a camera and go walk away with it, and my life is not going to change at all. You know, I think that was their attitude.
You think Ron Watkins is going to get arrested potentially for being
I
Q?
fucking hope.
Yeah,
I fucking hope. Both
Yeah.
Jim and Ron. Fuck both of those guys.
forever and always.
I'm not Q. I'm not a very political guy. I'm not Q.
My dad didn't. Yeah, I would assume he probably is not Q then.
I don't post on the boards that much.
Yeah. Hate these fucking dudes,
It's the
man.
worst.
I hate. Oh.
That's what drove me. Like, we talked about it ad nauseum on the episode that we talked, but it just drove me crazy that I'm like, these two butt fucks are what stirred up everything.
Yeah.
These two butt fucks. You can't break them down any less than that. They're just a couple of butt fucks in the Philippines
You should listen.
and Japan.
They just did a time suck about QAnon and Antifa. Like, it came out like 2 weeks ago. It's funny. It's good.
I'll check it.
It's really good
For sure.
But yeah, long story short, Bigfoot Gary's nothing.
Yeah.
And yeah, he ends up getting in contact
With the guy whose cabin from the original story, he owned it. The guy lays it out. Jack, what was the plan?
So basically, so we're in 93. So like, this place has gone from like hippy dippy weed growing community to like hard black market weed growing community.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the people that do this do it, you know? And so apparently there was this issue where like, illegal Mexican immigrants would come up and work on these farms.
And then invite more, and then
Invite
they'd
more
take
and more.
up most of the personnel,
Yep.
and then just be like, this is our farm.
This
now.
is our farm now. We're taking this.
Yeah.
And like, again, you got to sympathize with these people because they're coming from a situation where like they got to feed their families and blah, blah, blah. But again, this is black market weed. So the sympathy kind of goes out of the door. the current weed growers.
That was the craziest stat. Was that ghost dance guy or moon dance guy telling us that the violence has drastically escalated since decriminalization and legalization of marijuana.
Yeah,
because these people got fucking rushed out because of corporations are in charge of the fucking distribution of marijuana now.
Yeah,
so they're just like, oh well, I'll just fucking kill people.
I'll just kill people. I'll get my product, and it's like, it was another show just about drugs on Netflix that was really good, and
Drugs Incorporated.
I don't think it was.
There's a lot of shows about it.
Yeah, and this one was really good. And it was talking about cannabis, and it was emphasizing, especially in Northern California, how legalization has helped so many towns, especially like small, rinky-dink towns.
Is it that one that had like the psychedelic cover on it, and they talked about it with music and all that shit?
No, this was like some lady that I think had like worked for the CIA and then become a journalist or something. Yeah, it was really, really good. And she was talking about basically how, it's promoted so many small towns and it's changed the economy, but the black market continues to grow because of it. Because of, these, and now that there's these tight restrictions and all this different stuff, it's very complex. I prefer just native roots, keep it simple, swipe my card, get out of there.
Well, Jack, what are we going to do in Texas, though?
Dude, I don't think we can. I guess we can. I've heard that it's not that hard to figure out.
Joe does it on the show all the time.
Joe does it on the show.
Nobody's busting down his doors.
If Joe Rogan can do it, we can do it. So the black market's expanding, violence is growing, and these original growers that had like stuck it out and gone from hippie to like drug dealer are now like, oh, these Mexican people are taking our area. We got to kill these Mexican people. And so this war, well, not even a war, violence starts breaking out. And so, again, I might be missing some stuff here, but I believe it was this guy and then a bunch of other growers were in a room together, smoking weed, drinking, and they were like, oh, we got a plan, right?
Oh, no, so they're talking and they're complaining about the situation.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Bitching about these Mexicans. And they're like, one guy just sort of throws out just off the cuff. He's like, man, I just wish we had like chupacabra or something that could scare them off. And they just all stop. And one guy goes, we have something better than chupacabra.
Way better, yeah.
And so those three guys had to be made an example of. Mm-hmm. And so they murdered them, absolutely mangled their bodies, broke all the weed and stuff,
destroyed the entire
and then
patch.
They're like, we have to
stomped.
Yeah.
Didn't they even have like a foot impression of Bigfoot, and they like went around?
Yeah,
and
they had that, and then
they
were rolling over one with tractors and shit like that, and chopping them up with pickaxes, shit, like fucking mangling these bodies, and then breaking the weed, and then they're like, okay, but we got to get the story out there.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do? We're going to get chatterboxes. These people who are definitely going to talk about this, even if we are like, hey, don't talk about this.
And those are called meth heads.
Yeah. And so they got a few meth heads. We showed him the spot, and then he came running in. He's like, oh, my God. These guys got fucking murdered. And then like, what, was it a ripoff? Was it a bad deal? He's like, no, none of the weed's missing. They just fucking destroyed Bigfoot. So they framed Sasquatch.
Yep, that's exactly what they did. That's, and again, like maybe this guy's fucked up and maybe he's just making all this up, but I don't think so. That sounds so specific and so...
I request elaboration.
Get more into it.
No, I think... I just think the world's fucked up, and when money and drugs and power in particular come into it, people get really fucked
breakfast up. For biker gang.
Hell's Angels. Dude.
I don't know why I didn't think of that sooner. Way sooner.
Hey, you got it in there though.
Yeah,
it's good. Yeah, it's 3 episodes. It's a quick watch.
It was a quick watch.
It's
I thought it was going to be a longer season.
No, and it's cool. It's interesting. It
it just was a slightly misleading title.
Yeah, again, like Wild Wild Country, Sasquatch, anything that the Duplass brothers are doing, get on. We love the Duplass brothers here at DMT.
This pretty much just turned into a combination reviews podcast.
Yeah, we had some good bits in at the beginning. Yeah.
What was else?
And it was a documentary. We can't do a whole review episode about a documentary, dude.
And we did this on the QAnon with Jake. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're still on brand.
We did this with a guest that hadn't seen the documentary.
Yes. But I think really the thing about these documentaries is that they are real people. We're not breaking down the themes of mythology and storytelling or anything. We're just reacting.
We're just reacting to what exactly happened on this planet. Yeah. And it's shocking.
Reality shows, like we said, there's an absolute reason why they fucking slap.
I think documentaries are going to start
real people.
Yeah, I think they're going to start taking history books. I think history books, well, I mean, obviously you're going to need to know about ancient culture and stuff like that. But I feel like more people are going to learn about quote unquote history from documentaries within the next 50 years. Like I feel more people.
Yeah, just as long as it's not made by the dickhead Dinesh D'Souza.
We'll see, dude.
Or Alex Jones. He's made a shitload of fucking documentaries.
Alex! You gotta calm down, man.
Yeah. No, because, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I've learned more from documentaries than I did in school.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, and again, it's just it all... just goes to show you this world's fucking crazy.
This is a I mean, we're pivoting now, but this is a question that I was pondering this past week. Which leader, like warlord, whichever, which one do you think would be like the most fun?
The most fun?
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be a dictator. It doesn't have to be someone responsible for genocide. I mean, you could be like thinking, Shaolin monks. You could be thinking of Rajputs if you want. Mm-hmm. But which of the
but like we're talking top dogs who know their name.
Yes, conquerors. You know.
Yeah. I think Genghis Khan would not be fun. I think that'd be like hanging out with Darth Vader. That'd be pretty lame. I think, the Stalins, the Pol Pots, the Hitlers, they are definitely not a good time. I think they get
Hitler wouldn't be fun?
I think Hitler would just like try and push his ideas on you too much and it would get annoying.
I think he would want to show me his paintings too much and he'd just be like, Jesus, Addy, I'm out of here.
Addy, this is just not going to happen. I'll tell you who I want to hang out with is Alexander the Great. He seemed to just want to do it to have a good time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He seemed to be going all around. He's like, I'll fuck whoever. I'll drink whatever. But like, we're Greece and we're spreading our influence on you. And these other places were like, I mean, we get drunk and have a lot of sex, so like, sure, yeah, we'll be part of Greece. I mean, they got Egypt to just like join. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, not like they conquered Egypt; they just kind of joined up with Egypt.
Yeah, hooked up, and Cleo and Cleopatra and Alex were just like, let's fuck Cleo and Alex.
And then Cleo the 17th fucked one of the Caesars, and then the kingdom fell apart.
Yeah.
There were like 17 lines of Ptolemy's and Cleopatra's brothers and sisters fucking each other.
I feel like the worst ones definitely would be the Spanish or Portuguese conquistadors.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to hang out
because
with them.
their idea of a good time was bodily mutilation.
Yeah, I'm not about
Columbus.
Those guys. Sure.
You know who I would pick, Jack? Shaka Zulu.
Yeah, well, Shaka was a pretty serious dude, man.
Dude,
Shaka didn't fuck around.
I have a feeling that they could rage.
Sure.
I'm sure celebrations in the Zulu tribe were fucking lit.
Yeah.
One, I'm thinking about the beat.
Yeah.
The drum circle would be off the fucking hook.
Sure.
And then, I mean, sure, the food quality, not so great, but you think about it, it's like the original cookout. Mm-hmm. And I mean, as any white guy, it would be a major honor to go to a cookout, be invited to a cookout.
Dude, get yourself a fried ostrich egg, get yourself a goddamn hyena steak.
Like, fresh off a victory. Maybe we had a clash in the plains against the goddamn colonizer British cunts. Yeah, maybe I face my great-grandfather on the battlefield and I kill him. Nice. I wipe myself from existence.
Sure.
But before I fade away, I party with the Zulu nation.
Yeah, I love it. No,
I think that would be so fun.
Shaka Zulu's an interesting guy. His history is fascinating.
I want to look it up.
And I'm jealous.
But I was
another great Time Suck episode.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I got to listen to that more because I'm like, I got to get more into history shit.
And like, it's so easy. It's just 2 hours of like fairly condensed information, so you're not an expert in it, but they're like, oh, I think I get what went on. Like I could speak to this now. Yeah.
So you'll be partying with the Romans, and I'll be partying with the Zulu nation.
Dude, I'm with the Greeks. Okay. Well, technically not Greek because he was like Mesopotamian or something.
No, he was.
What was his thing?
Macedonian.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mesopotamia is the first civilization ever. Macedonia is the expensive version of Greek. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought he was Roman Empire though.
No, he was the one that made Greece into like a world power, and then eventually Rome, not during his time, but eventually Rome overtook them. I mean, I'm not going to say because of the things he did, because I certainly don't know that, but like it feels like anytime, like I feel like Greece was so solid with all these city states, and then they tried to get bigger, and then that exposed them to get destroyed. You know? Yeah.
Which historical alcoholic would you have liked to have hung out with?
Historical alcoholic. Oh man. Ernest Hemingway, because I'd want to learn his writing style.
Dude, he'd be such a bummer.
He'd be a bummer, but I'd be like, dude, you know, how do you get your ideas? Because also, I know some people think that as he got older, he got way worse. Like he definitely, it's like his writing
his
style
writing did.
got so remedial or something like that. I think that's what Jesselnick was saying.
Yeah, I remember that.
I would want to hang out with him just to be like, okay, so
Ernie.
I smoke a lot of weed.
Ernie, baby.
I smoke a lot of weed and I do writing. It seems to help me a lot.
And then he's like, yeah, but have you tried absinthe before?
I was going to say, what does it do for you? You know, that's why I would hang out with Ernie. Yeah.
Okay, I can tell you I've written drunk several times. You can get a large volume of work done because your brain is just running a mile a minute. Doesn't guarantee it's coherent. Sometimes you get some hits. Sometimes you're just like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And most of the time you go, Jesus Christ. You know, but I mean, there have been times where I've put a lot of word on paper that I'm like, that was actually pretty good.
Yeah, man, you never know, dude.
But okay, in that similar vein, I'm sure F. Scott Fitzgerald would have been the funner of the two.
Can you imagine the four of us hanging out, you know?
F. Scott, Ernie Hems, Jackie D, and Sammy B.
Oh, man. Kicking in, sipping some whiskey, some absinthe, smoking a little weed. You know, smoking cigars. We're having a good time.
Yeah.
Dude.
I would have loved to have dinner with Winston Churchill.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one.
What if like F. Scott Fitzgerald, right? Great example. What if you told him it's like, listen, dude, Great Gatsby's a good book, right? You know it's a good book. You know people like it, right?
They do.
It's going to be like basically the newest version of Shakespeare, I guess, in English classes. I don't know if it should be, but it's going to be. And what do you think of that? And he'd be like, that seems really overwhelming. Why would anybody? Again, I just feel like like if Shakespeare saw what we've done with his work, he'd be like, what you doing? Just watch the thing. Just watch it. Enjoy it, you know?
I only know a little bit about F. Scott Fitzgerald for that canceled Amazon Prime show, Zelda, or Z, The Beginning of Everything with Christina Ricci. And it was pretty good. I liked it a lot. But it's like he sold his first novel, made all this money, blew it so bad in the party scene, living this lavish Jay Gatsby lifestyle. And then eventually him and Ella run out of fucking, or Zelda run out of fucking money. And they end up in this beach house and he's writing this book. And then she opens the door and his desk is just covered with empty gin bottles all around it. And he can't get writing. And then finally he sobers up and writes Great Gatsby, and that's how season 1 ends.
I might have to check this out. Yeah.
It's just a good season, but no, Shaka Zulu, F. Scott Fitzgerald. Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah, and Alexander the Great and Ernest Hemingway. We're in good company.
We're in good company, baby.
Yeah.
I mean, the original cookout. Yeah. I want to go to that.
Yeah, me too. Me too. That sounds pretty good, dude. I'm telling you.
We'll have to settle for trying to get invited to one now,
dude. I'd love
if Bucky can, we can.
That's good. That's
a good place to wrap it up, I would say.
I love it. Love it.
So once again, taking it down, we'll just let you guys know to like, rate, review, again, subscribe to DMT Studios on YouTube.com. Find us on all the other audio platforms minus SoundCloud. I like that you've kept that grudge up. Yeah, because I just was like, you know what? I'm not going to pay it any mind. I'm not going to bother me. And you're just like, no, we remember. The North remembers. The DMT remembers.
Those fuckers rejected us.
We doesn't miss this.
Yeah, we don't want it.
It wasn't that. They just wanted me to pay more for it.
SoundCloud rejected us.
Fuck you.
I want that narrative out there more.
And SoundCloud. Except SoundCloud.
Yeah, except SoundCloud.
Just that's the t-shirt. Everything but SoundCloud.
Everything, minus SoundCloud.
Everything minus SoundCloud.
Man, it's true.
I mean, yeah. Follow us on social media at DMTPcast and also email us at dmtpcast@gmail.com. Send us anything fun that we could break down. Oh, I completely forgot what I wanted to talk to you on this episode about. Save it for next week.
Love it.
You know, otherwise, yeah.
What was it? Keep the people hanging.
Oh, have you heard of White Boy Summer, Jack?
White Boy Summer?
Yeah.
Not till next Friday.
It's a good one. Completely forgot about it. We get swept up.
We do, man.
We get swept up.
We
I
got a lot to
completely
say.
forgot to teach you about White Boy Summer.
Oh, boy.
And I swear to God, if JRVP spoils it, I'm going to be pissed. Keep your head in the sand anytime you hear about White Boy Summer.
Of course.
Because, Jack, it's going to be a good one. That'll be our time suck. The history of White Boy Summer.
I love it. I want to be part of it.
Tune in to next week. DMT, don't miss this podcast. Tune in to DMT Reviews. Also, check out episode 100 that dropped last Friday. Otherwise, beyond that, bestworstcantina.com. We got merch and other podcasts and shit. Have a good time on there. And then take it sleazy, Mayor McCheesy.
Love you guys.
I tried to play that off. I caught something in my eye so bad.